All right, let's get more on this now by talking to media and legal analyst Lionel and also counter-terrorism expert Jennifer Breeden. Both welcome to the programme. A considerable amount of legal nous between you both, so looking forward to hearing what you've got to say on this. There are two things here, aren't there? One is 17 minutes is a long time for something to be broadcast live. Should Facebook have acted swifter? And what, realistically, could it have done? Lionel.
Absolutely. Let me change the scenario just a moment. Instead of a shooting, let's assume that this was a sexual assault involving women and children. And God forbid somebody had recorded this. We wouldn't even be arguing for even discussing this about whether they would be airing sexual attack. I respectfully submit that when you show violence against human beings, it's a form of pornography. It's the same thing, but yet because it's violence, or maybe because we're more used to it, we look at it differently. Number two, this already occurred, so it didn't cause anything. Number three, nothing causes this behavior. Let's don't throw out expression and reportage because we're afraid something will cause it. But without invoking legislation and the law and our version of the First Amendment, I know it's different around the world, we have to, as a society, say, no, Facebook, you can do much better for kids, for people who would see this. Not necessarily because it would inspire the next shooting, which it very well could, because these losers need some form of acclamation and focus on them, but out of just human decency, without bringing in the government and laws and penalties. As a society, we should just say enough is enough.
Jennifer, with the best will in the world, the amount of videos that were being shared online, and this isn't just a case of finding the video and taking it offline. People were adding watermarks, they were editing it, they were cutting it up. It was an impossible game of cat and mouse for these social media giants. Is it therefore time to face an unpalatable truth? The law and regulation need to come in to protect public decency.
I think, and it's hard to say this because we're coming here from a legal perspective. We're coming here as two people with legal knowledge. But at the same time, I mean, I became an attorney not to go and create more laws to put Band-Aids over problems that are gaping wounds. I became an attorney to look at what laws are in place and how we can prevent these atrocities. I mean, we're hearing from officials, government officials, from the Prime Minister in New Zealand talking about preventing future attacks like this, and then going on to censoring when this attack happens. How in the world does that prevent this attack? What's happening is that we're now spending all of our time, we're spending all of our resources, our money, going into legislative affairs, going into new regulations, talking about how these things need to happen. We need to shut this down. We can't look at this. Everybody needs to remain willfully blind because these things are atrocious. Yes, nobody is arguing that they're not. Rather than spending time talking about mental health, what the failures are, the gaps in mental health, or investigative powers, or why our law enforcement hasn't caught things, or why this man who perpetrated a horrific attack against two mosques during Friday prayers traveled to Turkey 2 times in 2016, yet he hates Muslims so much, as we saw in this. How did he go to Turkey, a country with a 99% and more Muslim population, and carry out absolutely nothing? We're spending so much time...
That's it on that. Shalom, Yasharada. I want to start out by giving infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, who worded the double honors. The salutation to you, sincere, I can push in this truth across the 4 winds. I brought out that clip. These devils are raving about what this guy did in New Zealand. And at the end of the day, you ain't seen nothing yet, you fucking devils. You red Hebrew Edomites, you so-called white people. The revolution is going to be televised. Great death is going to be televised. Okay? That's nothing. And then 9 times out of 10, it's probably a false flag. But that's nothing. Y'all are tripping over 50, 60 deaths when our great king and the strangeness of our salvation is going to be televised for all to see. All right? And y'all pressing the panic button on that, wait till you see these type of things happening. The scriptures prophesy is going to happen, you devils. Y'all about to reap what y'all sow. Y'all have brought great death to the planet Earth. Y'all have killed people, nations of people, races of people in the millions. Now when it starts to reverse and your blood is starting to fall on your head, you're crying and sighing and change this law. What are they doing? They should have done this. No. Since you've killed sons and daughters, your daughters and sons are going to be killed. Your gray-headed grandmothers and grandfathers are going to be a fall by the sword. I mean, the Most High's program, his prescribed formula, is all about reaping what you sowing. What goes around comes around. All right? That's how the Most High get down. You so-called white people going to be judged for the sins of your ancestors, man. Okay? And it's going to be televised. On that clip, I brought it out because they're saying that the guy had too much time to televise it and put it on Facebook and all the media outlets. But when our great king hit this atmosphere again, all that's going to be televised. When he come slaying people in the zillions, all of it's going to be televised. So this is small potatoes. That's nowhere near the tip of the iceberg. All right, listen to this passage. All right, I'm going to start at Revelation 14 and 15. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice, and him that sat on the clouds thrusting thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. All right, now this is the Heavenly Father, metaphorically speaking. Liken this harvest, these grapes, liken this unto human beings. And he that sat on the cloud thrusting his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, and also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry, had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And these grapes are human beings. And the angel thrust in the sickle into the earth, gathered the vine of the earth, and cast into a great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right? And that's what's going to happen. Our great king, he's going to be the one that's going to come in stomping on these grapes, destroying these grapes, all right, which are humans. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came over the winepress, even to the horse's bridle. Horses are tall animals, man. Horses are taller than human beings. Thoroughbred, man, that motherfucker might be 7-8 foot tall when he raises his neck up high. By the space of 1,600 furlongs, that's 180 miles. Now, all that's going to be televised. That many people are going to be slayed when our great king enters the atmosphere, because he's the one that's going to be slaying these grapes. In fact, here go a precept to that chapter. All right, this is Isaiah 63, verse 1. Who is that coming from Edom? Dyed garments from Bozrah. Edom is anywhere the so-called white man, this red Hebrew Edomite devil, is in power. Great Britain, Australia. But this is preferably talking about America. America's going to be fully destroyed. But we talking about Russia. Bozrah. Bozrah was the chief city in Edom. Okay? So this is our Heavenly Father. He distinctively said Edom. All right? So that's in the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and the so-called Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomites have command of the earth. All right, they have the fatness of the earth, according to that's Genesis, the 27th chapter, man, and the dew of heaven. So they're in the power seat. So everywhere they are, they're going to be destroyed. Our great king is coming with dyed garments. Let's see what his garments are going to be dyed in. That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. All right, so our Heavenly Father going to come back majestic. He told them, I'm not going to meet thee as a man. He's going to meet them as a out of this world, extraterrestrial, celestial being, man. I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And he's coming to save who? His bride. He's coming to save the small remnant, the elect, those men crying and sighing for the abominations going on around about them. Wherefore, art thou red in thine apparel? What color is blood? Is red. And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? That's just we just read. So that wine fat that he's going to be treading is you Edomites. You so-called white people. You red Hebrew Edomites. And it's going to be televised. I have tried the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment, for the day of the vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And guess what? All of this we're reading about is going to be televised. That's our Heavenly Father being poetic. He's throwing out fire allegories and metaphors. But to break it down in layman's terms, when he comes back to the planet Earth, he's going to be slaying you so-called white people by the millions, the zillions, okay? And those that are left alive, he's going to put you in hardcore slavery. He's gonna get your nobles and your kings. He's gonna put iron around their necks, chains around their necks, according to Psalms 149. All right? This is Revelations 1. I'm going to start at verse 7. All right? Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him. How is every eye going to see him? All right, the only way every eye can see you on the planet is through technology, through the internet, through TV. That's how every eye is going to see our great king. Is he's in the western hemisphere coming to the east, and to the east going to the west, going throughout the planet. The only way everyone's going to be able to see him is through the TV, the internet. The revolution will be televised. All right, so that show you that clip what they just showed on Russia Today is obsolete. It's bullshit. You're going to see great death on that motherfucking tube. And they also, which pierced him. That shows reincarnation. Those two soldiers that stuck that spear in our great king's side, he's going to see them. All right? And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So everybody from the north to the south to the east to west, all four winds, they're going to see our great king when he enters this atmosphere. And what is he coming back to do? What is he coming back to do? He's coming back to slay and get dominion of the planet. All right? Here we go. I'm looking for the one. You know what? I'm going to just start at verse 12 and read on down. Revelation 19 and 12. I'll start at 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That white horse is the fathership. Well, we know as IFOs what this earth called UFOs. Okay? And he that sat upon him, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. That's our great king, who the world England calls Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahushua. And in righteousness he do judge and make war. He's coming back to the planet Earth to make war. All right, and it's going to be televised. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Why do he have many crowns upon his head? Because he's coming to subdue the kings of the earth. Not just the so-called white man, or so-called white man first and foremost, because he's in the power seat. But he's going to go to the land of Ishmael, the Arabs. He's going to go to China. He's going to go to Russia. He's going to take dominion of the planet. All right? And he's going to subdue the kings and take their crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You see? So when he come back to the planet Earth, he's coming back to make war, and he's coming back with violence. All right? He's coming back to get the dominion of the planet Earth, man. This Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. And it reads, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and his servants, those joint heirs with him. Lord willing, we in their mighty number. His prophets, he do nothing without revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets. All right? And the heavenly host, the angels. All right? We are the saints. Lord willing, we are their number. We're going to be subduing with him. We're going to be conquering with him. He's going to send us on missions. All right? And possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. To possess this kingdom with somebody that has nuclear missiles in their silos, you have to have great power. You have to have a power that this earth has never seen, because the earth has never seen nuclear missiles, that type of power before. So this devil is packing a powerful punch. He had missiles that really could just blow up this whole fucking earth. So if we're coming to subdue him, somebody with nuclear missiles in that silo, just imagine how much power we're going to have, because we are joint heirs with our king, man. All right? Go back to Luke. It's the third or the sixth chapter. This is Luke. That's not it. Luke 3. Here we go. Luke 3 and 5. And every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low. That's what's going to happen with our great king. These valleys and these hills, it's talking about nations of people, big nations, small nations. And the crooked shall be made straight. And the way the crooked is made straight is we're going to come enforce our laws on the earth. Like how abominable laws govern the earth right now, unrighteous degrees is governing this place. It's gonna be punishable by death for a man to kiss another man in a homosexual and be a homosexual. If you're caught stealing, man, you have to return what you caught stolen 7/4. Justice won't be perverted. Nobody be paying people off so they can get off the hook. All right. Witches are going to be put to death. Warlocks are going to be put to death. Those that are worshiping other gods, committing the transgression of idolatry are going to be put to death. We're making the crooked made straight. All right? We're going to institute the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shah to govern the earth, and we're going to do away with this devil's philosophy, these devil's laws, and the way he rules the earth. And the rough ways shall be made smooth. The way we're living now is rough, man. Who wants to live a life like this where your child goes to preschool and they teaching them about transvestites? They got transvestites teaching them, telling them it's okay to be homosexual, a lesbian, so on and so forth. In verse 6, and all flesh shall see the salvation of Yahweh Shem Shah. Everyone's going to see it, all flesh. Because the revolution will be televised, and revolutions are bloody. So that little clip I just showed, they could stop that little debate. That according to the scriptures, you're going to see far greater death than the damn devil walking in a mosque shooting an assault rifle. Oh no, that's small potatoes. They haven't begun to see the great death that's going to come on this planet and will be televised. So with that, Lord willing, to sit down is edifying to the ears. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles' great millstone. And salutation to you sincere brothers pushing this truth across the four winds. Kwam Yasharal Abba Abba.